Hi everyone, I'm Rachel and I'm excited to be a guest host interviewing Gary Vaughn today. We're gonna talk about a lesson from his upcoming book, which is How to Be a Better Boss in 20 Minutes or Less. It's gonna be available at guidedbusiness.com. So keep checking our website for updates, sign up for the newsletter there, and let's get into what we're gonna be talking about today. So today we're going to be discussing the lesson Understanding Financials as Easy as Riding a Bicycle. Is it really as easy as riding a bicycle?
Yeah, you have to be able to understand it, right? So I think it's so like, if you could imagine that you're from another world and we just beam you right down into the on the earth here.
It's like another language.
You're going to edit some of this stuff, right? So you get beamed down, and you look at these people riding bicycles and stuff and said, I'm going to teach you how to ride a bicycle.
Yep.
And you see this bicycle, you see this, you got two wheels, you lined up, and you got nothing on either side. He said, I've studied this world. I know that there's this gravity thing going on. So if I'm riding on that bicycle, I'm going to either fall either to the left or to the right. It just makes sense looking at it. Mm-hmm. And you say, there's no way I could do that. And then you see all these kids riding their bikes up and down the street, and you go, what's going on? How do they figure that out? And once somebody teaches you how to ride the bike, you can ride it, anytime you want. It's understanding how to ride the bike first. If I look at it, I'm saying there's no way that I'm going to hurt myself, I'm going to fall. You get on that bike, you start riding it, and all of a sudden it's easy. Well, it's kind of like financials are the same way. So financial literacy is really understanding the words that are used in financials, understanding what they mean, understanding where they show up on the financial statements, and then understanding how to use them to do whatever job you're doing to do that job better.
More efficient job.
Yeah, financial literacy is really, it's about learning the language. If I don't understand the language, if we started the interview, hola, ¿cómo está? And you look at me and you don't understand
I don't speak Spanish, Gary.
If you don't speak Spanish, you're going to go, what's going on? No, speak English because I don't understand the Spanish side.
Yep.
The idea would be is if you haven't studied Spanish, then you're going to tell somebody, speak a different language because I don't understand that language. If you haven't studied the language of financials, you're not going to be able to follow a conversation, or the conversation is going to be dumbed down for you. So imagine you as a business owner, your staff, you're asking your staff to do certain things. Mm-hmm. They don't understand the language of financials. So what we do with financial literacy is we take the staff, we teach them the words that are used on the financial statement, whether it be the profit and loss statement, the balance sheet, or cash flow statement. We teach them what the meaning of the word is, and then we teach them how to use it in a productive way so they can do their job better.
Well, and this is what you do in your financial sessions. Right?
We do financial workshops that actually either business owners, sometimes we do it with business owners, sometimes we do it with individuals, companies that they bring all of their managers or their key personnel in, and we talk about these financial terms. And what we're really trying to do is we're trying to get that individual who is managing whatever they might be managing, whether they're a supervisor, they might be a manager, there might be a director in your company. How do their daily decisions on the ground in your company affect the profit and loss statement? If I don't understand the financials, I have no connection between my daily decisions and how it affects the business in a positive way. Whether I'm making more money, whether I'm more efficient in my job, how I'm managing my people makes a big difference on how the financials, because the financials are frankly just our report card of how we're doing. If I can make that connection between my day-to-day decision-making process and the financials, your company will be better off. They'll be healthier. You'll have better cash flow. That's really what we try to do. We try to help companies become more healthy.
Well, and I think you hit a good point there that it should be the financials should be known on a manager level as well as the owner level. So everybody in those meetings, those financial meetings, should have a good understanding of the financials.
If you have your manager meeting and the controller or your accountant is starting to talk about the financials, and I don't understand the words, I'm lost.
It's just a waste of an hour meeting.
And what happens is that everybody in the company should really understand a certain level of financials.
Yes.
Some of the comments we've gotten back on some of these workshops that we've done, one of them that's jumped out at me was, I'm a hands-on learner. Because we're talking about project managers here, we're talking about people who feet on the ground management responsibility.
Yeah.
He said, I'm a hands-on learner, and I didn't think I could understand financials. It's not my thing. It depends on how we explain it. We take financials and we explain it using day-to-day experiences. One thing about some of the, all the articles that you'll see in this book are real-life experiences. Now, we've taken the names of the business owners and the businesses out of it, but these are all real experiences that I've worked with business owners on. So whether I'm a first-time manager, just got promoted, or whether I'm been around for a while, eventually I'm going to run into some of these situations, and how do I deal with them?
So which financial statements do you think are interpreted the wrong way or just not understood how they should be by management team?
I think that the financial statements are kind of, they're put in a wrong hierarchy order.
Okay.
So if we're talking about, if I'm a business owner, I want to know about the balance sheet, I want to know about the cash flow statement. If I'm an operations person, I think that the profit and loss statement is a holy grail. It is what really matters. So I could work for you for 10 years, 15 years, and I think, let's say, for example, you say, Gary, if you hit this revenue and this gross profit and this net income, I'm going to give you a bonus. And so I understand that financial, that profit and loss statement really, really well.
Yep.
And so then what I say is, I'm gonna go start my own business because I really understand the profit and loss statement. And so I go and I launch my business, and the banker comes to me and says, Gary, let's talk about your balance sheet. And I'm going, well, I really don't understand the balance sheet because when I worked with Rachael, she never showed me the balance sheet. She never showed me her cash flow statement in her business. She showed me the profit and loss statement, and that's something that I use every day. So let's talk about the financial.
He's still riding with training wheels.
Well, in essence, he is. And I'm going. So if you really want to understand a business, you have to understand that balance sheet, and a balance sheet is one of the things that we spend a lot of time on, because how does that affect the financials of the company? That's really it really kind of tells what does a company owe, and what does a company own, and what is the leverage that are used in different leverages we use in different companies. So the workshops are divided into two areas. Part one of the workshop really talks about the profit and loss statement and the balance sheet, and just touches a little bit on cash flow. And what we're doing is we're just introducing the terms.
Okay.
And then what we do in the second part is we talk about how do I use those terms. Okay, so I understand now the terms on the profit and loss statement. I understand the terms on the balance sheet. How do I use them to make money, to become more efficient? And so we work with ratios, we work with a bunch of different scenarios that give us an opportunity to see how some of those daily decision makings that we're using, that we have the opportunity to do, how is that going to affect that balance sheet?
Well, these sessions are going to be different because you can apply it strictly to their job by working with a team that works directly with the company, versus just learning from a video online.
Well, true, and a lot of times what we do is we customize the training.
Yep.
We meet with the owner, we customize it to the industry. And then from that industry, we can turn around and, every industry has specific terms that they use, right? And so if you can interject some of those terms to the audience, they say, oh yeah, this is real, this is stuff, I understand that.
This applies to me.
It totally does, and I can understand it. So what we're trying to do, again, is if I'm in a conversation, I don't understand the financials, if somebody I'm talking with says, oh, Gary really doesn't understand, we're going to dumb down the conversation so Gary can participate, right? That's not good for anybody. So what we try to do is try to elevate the vocabulary, elevate the understanding, the literacy, so that I can fully participate in not only the conversation, but the strategy that goes in the conversation, and then I can help execute that strategy because I'm part of the producing the strategy.
Yep. So we talked about the financial statements. We talked about we have these financial workshops that we can do. And then the book that's coming out, How to Be a Better Boss in 20 Minutes or Less. So, Gary, I want to thank you again for your time to discuss this.
Sure.
And again, go to guidedbusiness.com for updates. We're probably going to try and do more videos. We have a podcast that we did back in July. So we're going to be releasing more content like this. So I'm glad that we could sit down and keep doing this. And we'll see you next time.
Cool. Thanks.